So we are going to test for the conductivity of these metals and nonmetals. To do that, we're going to use a conductivity tester. We're going to turn it on. Notice there's a battery and two prongs. If something can conduct electricity when it hits the two prongs, it's going to complete the circuit and one of the lights are going to light up. So let's test that out. First, I took some sulfur. You can see here I've got sulfur in there. It's the yellowish powder. I'm going to put it on there and let's see if it lights up at all. Doesn't look like it. So for sulfur under conductivity, it looks like the answer is no. It's not a conductor, so a non-conductor. All right, let's try tin next. What I'm gonna do is put it on my hand and then put the two prongs on it to see if it will light up. And look at that, did you see that? When the two prongs hit the tin, it conducts electricity and the light lights up. Let me try that one more time. There you go. So tin is definitely a yes. It's a conductor of electricity. Let's try magnesium next, which is also a metal. I take that piece of metal in my hand and I put the two prongs on. Let's see. And there you go. It looks like magnesium as well is a conductor of electricity. Let's look at zinc. We'll see if zinc is. On my piece of zinc there, I put the two prongs on it and look at that. Lo and behold, looks like it does conduct electricity. So zinc also conducts electricity. If you notice, the three metals so far have conducted electricity. I wonder if that's a coincidence or not. Let's take a look at carbon. Carbon's hard to see, but it is that little tiny piece of graphite. At least it's thin. Let me try it out. I'm going to lay it on my hand, and then I'll lay the prongs across it. And it looks like no. Putting the two prongs on the carbon, it does not conduct electricity. So that's a non-conductor. Oh, but look at that. Carbon was a non-metal and so was sulfur, and they both didn't conduct electricity. I'm gonna go on next to iron. I have a piece of iron right here. I'm gonna put my prongs on it and take a look at that. If I put the two prongs on it, my conductivity tester lights up. That iron is a conductor of electricity. Now let's try silicon. Silicon is called a metalloid, which is a semi-metal. So semi-metals act kind of like both. So let's see, silicon is shiny like a metal, but more gritty like a non-metal. Let's see if it conducts electricity. And you know what? It does. Very cool. So when I put the two prongs on silicon, it lit up and conducted electricity. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and write down the conductivity for each element that we're testing. Pay attention to what are metals and what are nonmetals, and are there any patterns with all the nonmetals and with all the metals. Hopefully that can start to define some of the properties we see in metals and nonmetals.